Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisa Elvin Stoltari, and I'm a professional genealogist and a passionate traveler. I'm so glad you came to visit us today. We're going to be looking at another Fille Mariée. This is a marriageable girl. This is a series that I began in 2023, wanting to really explore the even earlier foundations of Quebec and New France. So with that being said, I want to make sure to let you know that this is number 100. I have done 100 of these episodes. I'm on 200 and something on the Filles du Roi, but 100. I feel like there should be balloons or something. But anyway, I'm just eternally grateful to all of you. Your support of this particular series has been overwhelming. So thank you so much. I also want to point out, subscribe, like, and notify for those of you who haven't already done so. Each of those things helps out the channel so very, very much. Especially the like button. The like button actually ends up helping the logarithms and getting the the video spread out. So that's kind of important as well. So thank you all of you for all of your support. I really appreciate it. So let's get on with the show. And today we are celebrating Les Filles Mariées episode 100. We're a third of the way through, maybe a little bit more. And Marguerite Breton has the honor of being our 100th episode. So let's get to know Marguerite a little bit better. She is a viewer request. So let's get started. Marguerite was born in 1636 in Paris, France, in the parish of Saint-Nicolas-des-Champs. Her parents were Antoine Breton and Jeanne Paulin. The Catholic Church that she was baptized in would date from the 12th century. It was actually kind of reworked in the 1420 and 1480 period and further enlarged in the 16th and early 17th centuries. So we know that this church has been around for a while. And I just want to make sure to let you know, because you make that connection, that Marguerite's half-sisters, Marie Saints, we profiled in episode 151 of Les Filles du Roi, and Marie V, that we profiled in episode 94 of Les Filles Mariées. So check out those. I put the links to the episodes in the notes section. Now, the area of France that Marguerite was born in the 3rd arrondissement, which is found on the right bank of the River Seine. It's referred to as Temple or Temple. The sector dates back to the Middle Ages and is the second smallest of Paris's sections or arrondissements. Among the notable facts about this arrondissement is that it is here where you can find the oldest surviving private house in Paris. And it was built in 1407. I imagine that Marguerite could have stood in front of that house. And I absolutely want to see this house. There's also an ancient Jewish quarter which dates back to the 13th century. And it is an important part of the very, very strong Jewish history of Paris. Marguerite would arrive in New France approximately 1651, presumably after the death of her father. She would select, and who would select her, his name was Nicolas Paternostre, or in today's world we call it Patenot. Born in 1626 in Belleville-sur-Seine, his parents were Nicolas Patenot and Adrienne Simon. Now, he is from the Normandy region of France, and inside of that region, we have the Département of Seine-Maritime. There are about 500 people that live in this community. The Church of Belleville actually dates from possibly 1172, and it must have been in the current place. Obviously, it's not. It was rebuilt in the 15th and 16th century, but essentially a church has been there for 1,000 years. And it's just an amazing kind of small little place where we kind of realize that people lived and died and had incredible lives, and some of their citizens decided to take a chance and come to the New World, and that is what Nicolas did. Nicolas is listed as a draper or cloth merchant, which he did not practice, as far as we can tell, in New France. He would arrive here about 1650. Nicolas and Marguerite were married at Quebec City on October 30th, 1651. Pretty early. I've never done a profile just like this. I mean, he just went around purchasing and selling land at Sillery, at Quebec City, at Notre Dame des Anges. He was just a wheeler dealer. I love that. And again, we return to the island of Orleans, where they would settle. Nicolas and Marguerite would find their way on the island, which is located about 3 miles east of downtown Quebec City. And this island truly is a very, very reminiscent of France on many levels. And in terms of the fertile ground and the beautiful sea, and many French Canadians can trace their ancestry back to this island because this is where it really started. It was called Ile d'Orléans due to the fact that they wanted to honor the Henry II, who was the Duke of Orleans. He happened to be the son of King Francis I. But before that, it was actually known as Grande Ile, Sainte Marie, and Saint Laurent as well. Now, I want to draw your attention. That church there is the Church of Saint Famille, which was the first one. It was actually a picture I took last summer when I was there. And the parishes are very important to understand. So we have Saint Famille, then up right at the tip we have Saint Francois, down we have Saint Jean, further down we have Saint Laurent, around the tip is Saint Petronille and Saint Pierre. All of these are important parishes with churches and traditions of their own. So it's important to understand where your family was from and where they celebrated Mass and where they might have been buried so that you know what part of the island is yours. Now, in the 1666 census, we have Nicolas and Marguerite. We have their son, Pierre, Jean, Charles, Pierre again, and Louis. And then we have Marie and Gervais. And in the 1667 census, again, we have Pierre and Jean and Charles and Pierre again. We have, now the Louis is there as well. Louis is there, but he's younger than Marie, so it's a little bit changed. Then we have Marie, Louis, Gervais, and now a new one, Nicolas. They have 3 beasts, which are probably 3 cows, and 9 alfalfa, about 7 acres of land. They would go on to have 11 children. Pierre would die before the 1681 census. Jean would marry first. Marie-Françoise Brunet had 2 children, one of whom made it to adulthood. Marie-Françoise's mother was Françoise Moisan, a fille du roi that we featured in episode 137. He then would marry Romaine Robidoux and had 3 children, 2 of whom made it to adulthood. Romaine's mother was Jeanne Deneau, a fille du roi that we featured in episode 60. Charles would marry Françoise Séguin and would have 9 children, all of whom made it to adulthood. Her mother was Jeanne Petit, fille du roi number 72. Charles also worked as an engagé West. Pierre would marry Catherine Brunet, the sister of Marie-Françoise Brunet, who had married Jean, and so of course her mother is also Françoise Moisin. Marie married Claude Plante and would have 11 children, 9 of whom survived, 7 of whom left descendants. Louis did not marry. Gervais was an engagé West but passed away in Quebec. Nicolas, nothing is known of him. We have Marin, who married Marguerite Mercier and had 7 children, 2 survived. Marguerite would marry Pierre Plante and had 8 children, 7 of whom made it to adulthood. And then we have Elizabeth, who married Jean Ferron and would have 5 children, all of whom made it to adulthood. Nicolas would pass away February 13, 1679, at age 53, much too young. He left a family bereft without him. They had been married, he and Marguerite, 28 years. Marguerite would not remarry. She would carry on alone. She would pass away sometime between 1695, possibly 1698, at the approximate age of 60, and she left us a great gift. She left us 170 descendants as of 1729, a remarkable feat, to be sure. More about Nicolas and Marguerite, you can look for it in the volume 28 of our French-Canadian ancestors, if you're lucky enough to have that volume or find it somewhere in a library. Now, you can also subscribe to, on Facebook, our free French-Canadian ancestors. Join the Facebook group, and they will give you access to the files for Nicolas Paternostre or Paterno. And really good read. It's chapter 18, pages 173 to 181. So have a look at that. And I've posted the link to the group so that you'll be able to easily check them out. Last but not least, we have the final tribute. This is the Founders Monument at Île-d'Orléans, and Nicolas and Marguerite are listed there as among the very first pioneers, inhabitants of Île-d'Orléans. Just amazing to stand there as I did and just kind of just know, because I had several, we all have at least a few on that monument. So it's really amazing to see, like, wow, they were there in the actual sand that you're standing in. So it really is a monumentally important thing to do. If you have French Canadian heritage and you can trace it back to Île-d'Orléans, I would absolutely encourage you to go there and at least have that experience of standing in front of that monument. And so ends the story of Marguerite and Nicolas. Les Patenauds are a very prominent family to this day in Quebec, and I've known a few of them myself. So Marguerite Breton, because she was part of that family, that is part of, like, I'm ending the trilogy, in other words. So her two sisters came and she came. So we've now done, I believe, all three of them. So that's been kind of a neat thing to kind of see the family and how they connect. And most of all, we want to honor the fact that she was truly a founding member at Île-d'Orléans and pioneer through and through. And her husband and her were landowners and people who were not afraid to take risks. So I think that the descendants, even today, may take a cue from this couple, because they probably also have that entrepreneurial zeal that we saw in this story. So we want to thank Marguerite for coming to America, coming to New France, and absolutely being able to have the courage to do so, first of all, and second of all, to have the determination and the perseverance and the stamina to endure whatever she had to endure. So we are so grateful to her, and we are blessed that she was able to give of herself, and we bless her memory. Thank you, Marguerite. And with that, I say thank you to also my patrons, supporters, and subscribers. I so appreciate each and every one of you. So with that being said, let me say au revoir until the next time.